I'm okay with this.
And there we are.
All I fucking need.
Wait.
What?
If we're doing that, should we equip the iron ball on that thing?
Hey, hold on.
If we're going to attempt that.
Actually, wait. Wait, you reminded me of something. Actually, you reminded me of something, so let's try to circumvent the one thing, and then we can deal with this. Actually, you did remind me of something, so good point.
I was going to bring that up. I was like, I said when we got an iron ball, that might be useful in a few minutes.
I should be able to just one-shot this thing.
Yeah. Its ability is levitate. It doesn't have heat proof because levitate gives the immunity. It's the first form and it's ridiculously slow. So yeah, this should absolutely murder it. And now Gastrodon sweeps the rest.
Basically.
The remaining moves they have literally can't really touch Gastrodon, and they can set up a sandstorm, but Gastrodon is part ground type, meaning it will not be buffed by the sandstorm. Gastrodon resists steel, it resists rock, and it's immune to electric.
Basically.
Can I witness slug power?
Basically. That's fine.
Again, ground type, immune to this shit. That did nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say 4 stores, so might as well click ice, click ice beam because that would be neutral to get it to around half health. Yeah, and just earth power at this point.
No. Serves the ass hair stronger, Carson.
They're both super effective, so it wouldn't have.
It's an ass hair stronger just to get good rolls. And now we basically watch as the slug single-handedly. I've won, basically. Because this thing actually annoys a bunch of people because it sets up physical buffs.
Also, does this thing have sturdy?
Normally, yes.
Okay, actually, I would have clicked ice beam then.
Hold on. Let's just see what we're working with. Sturdy.
Okay.
What?
Okay, yeah.
This is fine.
Actually, this will do dick. Water resist steel. Actually, the game might be at an HP threshold where it might not actually use a 4-star. So I guess just keep throwing earth power. Yeah.
Ha!
Actually, the Citrus Berries fucked it off!
Ha! I win. That was easy.
The reason that was easy, and I've been waiting to talk about this, because as the internet
My sturdy Pokemon defeated!
As the internet at first when the game came out, people were like, oh, the gym leaders are actually hard, but now that people have had time, people have gone back to the, ooh, just too easy. Well, one, most of you people are over-leveled, and two, even with, like, Eevee training and shit, the reasons that the
Probably
game...
gonna be stopping soon.
The reasons that the game is...
Oh, we should be stopping soon.
Oh, yes, we should.
Oh, shit!
Yay!
Yeah, baby! Finally, a Pokemon! Oh, man, now this is a Pokemon! There you go, Polonium! My toxic boy. Once again, alternate universe, where we're going to have a weird time with this, because in the main game, I had such powerful special attackers that I could render his team more or less irrelevant. However, this time, I'm going to start with my special attacker, and then we're going to go for the turtle up strategy. Hopefully my modest flamethrower dumpsters this thing.
It's a first form, so it should.
Nope. Crap.
Well, you say crap, but, like, the starter is very slow.
Hold on. Actually, if he's gonna sit here and be an idiot, I'm gonna do this. Hold on. If he's gonna sit here and be dumb, I'm gonna just... I'm a psychic type! He's a psychic type, and I'm dark, so he can't hit me.
Well, he can't hit you. It does have Confuse Ray. Actually, wait, can Confuse Ray hit dark types? I can't remember.
Yes. But the thing is, he wasted a full restore... I should have clicked taunt as a contingency, just in case, but Now, this is where we get incredibly stupid. Trick Room is up, but I honestly don't care about that, because I am about to start setting up Curse like a motherfucker, because I realized if I can out-curse his...
Well, because of Trick Room being up, you might be slower depending on what this thing is, so you might actually be faster. Oh, no, there's their Earthquake, but you resist that. Look at that, you ate that for breakfast.
Curse, bitch! This is a good example of showing this fight going slightly differently, so... If you're unsure about KOing, just go for Taunt. Taunt would have stopped the Trick Room setup, but I don't...
Or send out something that's fast at first, and because it's faster than the runs on, the game is basically guaranteed to go for Trick Room and then swap to a slow fuck.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I have... Yeah, Twisted Dimensions returned to normal, but now...
Well, actually, it was... Yeah, you're still faster at, like, -3. What the fuck is Steelix speed?
Really low, Gerthen.
But the game has been forced into that, which is literally doing, like, 3 damage now.
Set up my Stealth Rocks. I've put him in a situation where it's really hard for the game to win. Steelix has a ridiculous amount of physical defense, but if I just sit here cursing, and I'm still faster, oh my god!
That thing must be a 0 IV in speed with a negative speed nature.
Seems that way. Let's use a super potion. Get a bunch of that health back. Set up a sandstorm. Good. I feel like I have enough attack where I could probably just kill this thing.
Do you have Earthquake?
Yeah.
You probably could.
And of course the game crit.
But that crit still did nothing because you still resist it.
Shiagazine! Oh, wait. I forgot about that. He's sturdy too. Damn it.
Weird, I swear Cerebi says that thing has sheer force.
Here's the thing, I made him waste potions like an idiot. Which puts me in a very funny position. His final Pokemon also has sturdy, but is 4 times weak to ground damage. I'm at like plus flipping 5, and it's gonna come in and take Stealth Rock damage and lose the sturdy. And I just gotta level up. I should only need 1 Earthquake. Bastiodon comes in, takes Stealth Rock Chip, and now you die. Flash Cannon, but that's a special attack that will do decent damage, but here's the thing. Bye. Gone. Reduced to atoms. Hell yeah. So actually, I like the dumb order I ended up in, which was I click Flamethrower, doesn't kill, drops the critical, sets up Trick Room.
No, it's sturdy on the story fight. The refight has sheer force.
Meh. I win. I won. Good example, even with my physical attackers, I was able to basically bullshit my way through that because Curse is obnoxious.
Even though we don't really have anything that can fucking learn
That's a
that.
good move, though!
Yes.
You should probably be stopping
Yeah,
something.
yes, we should, but...
Okay, this is getting silly now.
Didn't the original game do that?
Basically.
Yeah, we should stop, but it's just a point I wanted to make because I know the internet's going to do this, and that the internet has been doing this. And people are like, "Oh, even Resident Evil running the game is really easy." One, again, most of you are over leveled, and two, the other thing besides a bunch of you getting over leveled. What balances the game out and is making the game not a huge pain in the ass, it is EV-trained versions, for the most part, of their Diamond and Pearl
sets,
which are garbage.
Yes.
Like, as a case in point, that was Bronzer and not Bronzong. If it was Bronzong, even if it still had Levitate, it might have actually been able to survive and then set Trick Room.
Yeah.
Because that is what his team does. His team is actually a fucking Trick Room team. So because it's a Trick Room team, you either lead something with Taunt to taunt it and prevent it from setting up Trick Room, or just lead with something that is faster and can blow it up. And to make fighting his Trick Room team a huge pain in the ass, all of his Pokemon have a speed lowering nature and a 0 speed IV. The Iron Ball cuts your speed in half. That was why...
The Iron Ball is a 50% cut, so if you want...
That was why I said if we threw that on
Gastrodon, we could have actually ran...
Possibly turned the Trick Room against him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, blatantly, but I won through just super effective in resistances.
Because, like I said, his team didn't really have a lot of coverage and shit to deal with something with Gastrodon's typing, because you resist Steel and you resist Rock, their most common moves, and then because Water resists Steel, that's what Thunder Thing is for, so any other Water type would have been in jeopardy, but we have Ground, so we have an immunity.
Before stop recording, I'm popping out of a long sleeve. Ow. It got hot. It got cold, so we were running the heat, but I had a long sleeve on. I don't have a long sleeve on anymore. I feel better. Okay.
But anyway, like I said, that's why basically, even with Eevee training the game, in some cases...
Because it's the Diamond and Pearl sets, and they're awful, where they could have easily, if they wanted to be absolute assholes, changed a lot of moves of these motherfuckers and actually had them come at you with ridiculous Eevee training.
Because, like, as an example, that Bronzer, I believe, had a Psychic move and I think Flash Cannon. It's like Trick Room can fuse, right? I think Psychic damage, Steel damage, and Trick Room, Confuse Ray, Psychic, and Steel Damage. I believe those are its 4 moves.
Synonyms.
I believe those are the 4 moves it has. Instead of having, if his team was going to be a Trick Room like Sandstorm team, what basically that thing should have been, 1, it should have been Bronzong so that it has bulk, and 2, that thing, like, and now this would have, you know, in some cases made it entirely shut down and crumple to a taunt, but I guess you could also at that point give that thing a White Herb as it's like item so that it can at least get one thing off. That thing should have had like Trick Room, both screens, and then like Steel as its damaging move so that it can at least hurt things as opposed to a Dark type just being able to fucking sit on it. And if it was something like that, it would have been a lot more of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other funny thing of if you wanted to get, like, if you...
So the one book is basically even more censored than usual.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Of course it is.
But
I have seen a theory was that the book has been changed because it is going to tie into Legends Arceus.
in the original Japanese version, that book about Pokemon and humans being kind of similar and talking about friendship, the Japanese version says that at one time humans and Pokemon were indistinguishable and would marry each other.
But what this seems to have been retconned into now, Legends Arceus regional form of Zoroark, because Zoroark, I believe it is said to have shape-shifting properties, so they seem to have retconned that to where people, like, basically they thought that it was something else, but it was actually Zoroark. It was those things being assholes.
We need to stop.
We do.
We've recorded nearly 4 hours, but this is basically when there's a gym, and another gym.
Yes.
What?
Yes. We do need to stop, and then, like, later on I can rant more about how if the game sets were harder, it would not be fucking fun. You all would fucking hate it.
Oh, basically. I mean, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really, like, that one jam is also just a fun example of, I had so much special attack and the game is physically bulky, so one of the better ways to fight that gym, you need powerful special attack, but sturdy in a lot of cases kind of ruins that. However, if you want to be really fucking funny, and in the other playthrough, there is some decent merit to this up to a certain point where the grass starter having curse and becoming incredibly flipping.
Now we can remember the one problem that, like, the one problem besides Trick Room was, like, possibly sitting there and trying to set up on the, that bronzer it has fucking confused.
Right? I know. I know. It's like the only issue. Well, though the other thing, and this works out regardless, you pass the bronzer so that it doesn't do Trick Room. Use the starter versus the Steelix for a minute. Start setting up Stealth Rocks and some curses, and then the Stealth Rocks break the sturdy, so after a bunch of curses, Earthquake just kills the one.
Also, because of the way the game's AI works, if you're sitting there setting up Curse in front of that bronzer because it has special damaging moves instead of spamming Confuse
you
Ray,
remove the bronzer using a different Pokemon, and then you could just set up.
No, what I was saying was if you set up in front of the bronzer because you're raising your physical defense, instead of clicking a Confuse Ray, it might actually click special damage. Maybe. I don't know. Or the game could be done instead of Trick Room. We should solve it.
Yeah, I'll see what happens when I get there, but I think the turtle tactic of, yeah, the game is physically defensive, but if I set up my turtle here, I can...
Because, again, and like, before we just talk, another funny thing, and was, talking on a bit in the gym itself, his Steelix has sheer force.
Oh. Oh, yeah, it does, but,
Ah, come.
Anyway. With all of that said, though, I need to stop because we need to do some other things. I just wanted to get back to this. Off camera! Actually, I was going to say something, but I realized there was a problem with what I was going to say, so I need to keep playing before stopping.
Why?
For one specific reason.
Which is...
What?
Which is...
I'll explain in just a second. Hold on. I need to keep playing for just 1 minute, and then I can cover my reason. Okay, so if I decide to grind in the underground to get stones or get like an absol to go deal with Cleffa by using Thief to steal, the game, basically by walking out, the game opens up and wants you to go back to the lake. But you can ignore that. The reason I wanted to walk outside was to make a point that, like... So, the game wants you to check out over here, but if I want to ignore the plot, there is basically no time limit or anything.
Yes.
So let's say, hypothetically, I want to hunt Clef, and I just...
As you do an RPG, meteor's about to crash to the gold saucer. Gotta breed them chocobos.
I can fly over here, and I can stop. And my reason for doing this, if I decide to grind moonstones, I only need the one, but like, let's say I decide to do that thief thing in a couple of hours, that way I can do it off camera, which I'm probably going to do just to get a moonstone. I just needed to walk out to cover that, despite the fact that the plot is all, hey, can you go check out the lake? I can just ignore that. I could stand here for weeks, and it doesn't matter. I just needed to walk out of the building to show I can ignore the plot. I wasn't locked in. Basically, I remembered that the game points out the lake thing, so I thought I should walk outside. Now we can definitely stop. Anyway, I'm about to fade into the insight. I hope you all enjoyed this set of videos. I hope to see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. Bye! It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So anyway, how many of you had trouble with Byron's gym, and what is your overall opinion on his gym? A lot of people say his gym is too easy, but on the other hand, Trick Room can be a powerful tool. It just so happens that his team is kind of terrible because the Pokemon he has are kind of bad. I will admit the Trick Room idea is rather interesting, but a single player Trick Room team is incredibly hard to pull off unless you have a Pokemon that can set Trick Room and either sacrifice itself or switch out using a pivoting move like U-turn. Then the Pokemon that you bring in needs to basically be powerful enough to sweep people and tanky enough to survive a few hits. So a lot of times a very single player focused Trick Room team will actually use a move like Curse on a Ghost type to basically set Trick Room, become faster, use Curse, lose most of your health to the curse, take a hit, lose the Pokemon that set Trick Room, switch a Pokemon in for free, and then the Pokemon that switches in for free is then free to sweep for a couple of turns. So you can build a decent single-player Trick Room team, and I think his team is not that bad. It's just his Pokemon are not that offensive in a lot of ways, and if it was a Bronzong and not a Bronzer, it could far more easily survive taking a hit to set up Trick Room. And yes, his team basically does have a 0 speed IV and a negative speed nature, and I really do think his team can mess people up, and I have seen a bunch of legitimate super blind runs come in here, not exactly know what to expect, have the Bronzong live a hit, because it can actually live neutral hits decently well because of the Eevee training. Then, after it lives a hit, it sets up Trick Room and proceeds to usually sweep or be annoying, and oftentimes it will actually end up running through Trick Room turns and stalling out enough to get Trick Room up a second time. As the Bronzong gets defeated, then his other two Pokemon under Trick Room are actually at least decently powerful because of the Eevee training. And that's the one thing about his team, if it gets going, I think it can be kind of obnoxious, but in both cases, I showed sort of a crippling flaw with his team, where the first battle, I basically used a Gastrodon that had good enough type coverage to pretty much eliminate his Pokemon somewhat easily, on top of just having other good, powerful coverage on my starter, the, Infernape. And then in the second battle, while the Houndoom wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be, that stalled him out enough because he basically couldn't hit Houndoom, and then the Torterra curse setup basically won out overall, and even though his final Pokemon had a special attack move, healing up with the potion, surviving a single hit, and hitting it with a ridiculously overpowered Earthquake still basically won, and that's where the negative speed became a detriment. But anyway, I'm rambling. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.